Hey everyone, welcome back to the course. In this lecture, we will learn how we can use wrapper class in our Apex REST. So there might be a requirement, a third-party system wanted to send more than 100 fields or wanted to send thousands of fields as an input parameter. Or there might be a requirement we wanted to accept more than 100 fields or hundreds fields inside our Apex method. How we can do that? Because creating 100 parameters inside a single method is not possible. That's definitely possible, but is not a best practice as per the Salesforce. So how we can do that? So the solution is to create a wrapper class, define the variable inside that wrapper class, and then use that wrapper class as an input parameter of the Apex method. So how we can do that? Let's quickly see. We are going to modify our existing class, which is account manager, and before we go ahead, we have got test user credentials for the same org. You can use these credentials to log in into this environment and you can get access to the code. So now let's quickly work on the requirement. First thing that we will do is we need to modify our account post account method. What we need to do is we wanted to accept as many as parameters, or we can say that we wanted to accept information about all the fields which an account have. How we can do that? Because creating hundred of parameters inside a single method is again not a best practice. So what we will do is, for this we will create a wrapper class. To create a wrapper class, let's quickly say here we can say that global class, and we will say that account information, and under this parameter, under this class, we are going to create only one parameter, which we will say that account record. This is what we are going to send, and we will make this parameter as a getter setter parameter, so that we can get the input, and then we can also set the input. That's why we are using here. Now we have got this account information class, and we need to use this class inside our Apex method. Even if you want to, then you can use like we have contact. You can send that contact, and you can say here contact record, and make this method as make this variable as well as getter setter. So how it will help us, like sending the information about the multiple related objects, or the objects which are not related with each other. Now let's quickly get back to our method and rectify this method. What we will do here is we will say now we have got account information, and let's say that we are going to say the attribute name as information. Now how we will create our account? So now what we need to do is we only need to use this variable, and we will say that information dot and the name of our attribute that we created inside our Apex class. So this is now our account record is prepared, and we are inserting that account record. After that, suppose that we wanted to prepare contact record as well, so we can say that contact record, and then again we need to use the attribute that is of wrapper class type, and then use the variable inside that class. Now contact record is also prepared. We can insert that contact record here as well, and now we are returning account record. Or if you wanted to return the same wrapper information, you can return the wrapper information as well. And then as we are changing the return type here, we need to make sure that we are changing the return type of the method as well, so that we don't get any error. Now we have modified our Apex class. How we can use, or how we will be getting the information from the third-party system? So as we learn how we can send the XML information, that's what we are going to use inside for this demo. So let's quickly open our workbench. We are here inside our workbench. We need to post, because we modified the method which is post. We are posting. Let's quickly make sure the headers are set to XML. So we need to make the changes. By default it will always accept as JSON. Now we have got here now what we need to do is we need to modify the request. How we can modify? This will always be request, as we discussed in our previous lecture as well. And now here how we will develop our request? We have got this parameter, so it will be the top element information, and information will be closing and opening element, because we know that XML has an element which has closing and opening and closing. Now we have got this information. Under information, what we have two parameters. One is account record, and another one is contact record. So for account record, what we need to do is, again we have to make sure that we are putting a opening and closing element, and for the contact as well we need to use the same. We need to use, because we wanted to send contact and account as well, so we can say here closing and opening element. Now inside this account record, what we can do is we can use field API name to send the data, and we can do the same for contact here. So let's say that we wanted to send the data for account name here, so we will say here name, and we will say that test account. But here whatever information we are sending, it should be the exact API name inside our Apex class, whatever inside our object. Now let's say that for contact we wanted to send two things, that is first name, so we will say test, and then again we have last name, which is a required attribute, or we can say that required field, so we will say that contact here. These are the few information that we are sending as of now. But before we click on execute to test our service, let's make a very small change into our Apex class. We wanted this contact to be associated with the account record, so we will say we are going to change account ID here, and the account ID will be the inserted account record. This is what we wanted to here. Now let's quickly save this, and now we will try to test our web service, see if we are getting successful response. We are getting 200, that means we are successfully able to create the record into the Salesforce system. Now let's scroll down and see the information here. What we are getting is, we are getting account record here. We inserted an account with the ID this, and we sent only name parameter. Now if we get, and we have got another node where we are inserting a contact record, which is telling us the type, and this is the contact record, and we have got first name, last name, and account ID, because we inserted and we modified our request into the Apex class, and then we inserted contact. So let's quickly copy this contact and see if we are able to get the contact information and related account here. You can see we only sent the first name and last name, that's why we are getting test contact. So this is how you can use wrapper class. Now let's talk about if you have some custom field and you wanted to send the information about the custom field as well. Let's say that we have got this languages, this is a text field, and then we have got label as well inside our contact object. So what we will do is, we will modify our request. We will make sure that for the language here, make sure that there is no space while you are preparing the element, so it should always be here. For the language, I am going to say Hindi, English, and instead of comma let's put a semicolon here. And now let's copy other field, which is label, and we will see what value we have, so that we can use the value as well. So we have got secondary, primary, so we will use primary as a label here. So now we have got this field, so let's quickly close this element as well, and let's quickly provide a value primary. Now we provided these 5 fields for the contact record. If you wanted to provide some phone, like phone number, because there is a valid phone field, we can provide a value for phone as well. Oops. And same we can do for the account record. Like let's say earlier we were sending industry, so we can say here we are sending industry as education, and then we wanted to send some rating. Let's say that rating as we are sending hot here, and then same we can send as description. Let's put only test account here as of now. And even inside your wrapper class you can create some other parameters, and then you can use those parameters as well. Suppose that here I am creating a simple string message saying that string and test message, and you can use get set, and then you can use this attribute and use this attribute as an element inside your apex request. So after contact record, because that is the attribute, sorry, first thing should be closing and then opening, and here you can provide, let's say that we are saying that test message only. So this will also work. And if you want to update, suppose that we have got test message, now let's use this test message as well. So what we will do is we will say inside the contact record we wanted to update the description. If we have that field, we can say this is coming from information.test message. So let's try to save it and see if we have that field description, and we are getting the error unexpected. Okay, it should be an equal sign, we forgot to provide assignment operator. Now we are successfully saved. So if we try to save this now, so let's quickly execute this and see what information we are getting from system. We got 200, that means we have successfully created the account. We are getting the information as well. Let's copy this contact record. Even if you see here into the description section, we are getting test message as well. So get back, paste the ID here, and we are good. We are getting the phone, level, we are also getting languages and the description as well. So this is how you can use or you can leverage the benefit of wrapper classes, which is very useful in order to develop any either Apex REST or the other services that we will see going forward throughout the process, throughout the course. So this is it for this lecture. We will meet you into the next lecture. Thank you.